Losing the popular website DNAINFO a few months ago was tough, but good news. Some of the former editors and reporters are back together and they're launching a new site, and it's called Block Club Chicago. So I have Seamus Toomey, Jen Sabella, Stephanie Lulay here. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so we're going to start with Seamus. So Seamus, we all love DNAINFO. What is Block Club Chicago going to be like?
Block Club Chicago is going to be a nonprofit neighborhood news website just covering all the great stories of Chicago, or as many as our reporters can get to. If you like DNAINFO, we're going to be very similar. If you didn't like DNAINFO, give us a shot.
Give us a shot, exactly. Jen, I want you talk about loving DNAINFO. I imagine when the news came out that you guys shut down, you got a huge outpouring, not only from other journalists, but from the community. Why do you guys think that you made such an impact in these neighborhoods?
I think that we were doing news that was accessible. It was something that no one else was doing. We made sure each story was unique. You could load our site in the morning, you'd see 30 stories you could not find anywhere else. So I think people were just like, I don't know where to get my news anymore. We were also finding people where they were. A lot of our audience came on social. We had a younger audience than some of the traditional news outlets in Chicago. So I think people are just like, wait, I relied on this. I check my email every morning. Where did it go? And just being able, you could text your reporter. You know, you can go and text Elisa in Wicker Park and know that she'll respond to you and check out whatever tip you have. That's something that doesn't exist, frankly, anymore.
Yeah, Stephanie, I know that you obviously wrote a lot of stories for DNAINFO before you became an editor there.
Yeah.
What sorts of stories do you think that were so great at DNAINFO are going to translate well to Block Club Chicago?
Yeah, you know, whether it was a neighborhood development that is going to affect everybody in your neighborhood, or school closing, or that army of moms that is taking back their block from violence, you know, we're going to tell those stories. And if you like DNAINFO, we're going to be doing a lot of those same neighborhood-centric stories.
Seamus, you mentioned it's a nonprofit. So how is that going to work? Because, I mean, obviously you guys have great reporters and you've got to pay them and you got to pay the editing staff. So how are you guys going to be getting some funding to make sure that this works for the long term?
So we're going to be a nonprofit. So, you know, we're not going to be selling ads. So no pop-ups, you know, on your phone.
Thank goodness.
Right?
That is the worst thing in the world. When you're scrolling by and you're like, no, I don't want this.
But what we're going to do is we're going to ask our readers to support us with like monthly subscription. We're thinking $4.99 a month right now. Mm-hmm. You know, when DNAINFO went away, a lot of people told us, hey, you know, we would have paid for that. Well, you know, it's a shame that you guys didn't ask. So I think the time has come now for people, you know, to start paying a little bit for news. I think people find value in it. So we're going to do subscriptions. We're going to go to charitable foundations to try to get them to support us. And, you know, we're basically telling everyone that all this money is going back into covering the neighborhoods of Chicago.
You talk about outpouring of support. On Kickstarter, you guys launched a campaign, and it launched Tuesday morning. Jen, what is the total up to?
We are at about $115,000.
In 2 days, which means you can hire another reporter. And I imagine that is just so valuable. Each reporter means X amount of stories, and we're talking about covering all sorts of different neighborhoods, now North Side and South Side. We're not leaving out the South Side here.
Exactly. I mean, we went to Chatham. We spent a lot of time there working with Jamal Cole of My Block, My Hood, My City, and just hearing from him, what stories are missing right now on the South Side? What stories do you want to see? And he just kept mentioning, you know, you guys were doing these stories that no one else was doing, and now we don't know where to go. We don't know who to contact when there's something maybe too small for the Tribune to cover, but something that we definitely would have been on. So yeah, we're going to be there. We're going to be accessible, and I think the Kickstarter just shows that people are ready for it.
Stephanie, really quickly, when can people start to expect to see this?
We are thrilled to be launching in April, but we will be interacting with our readers both online, you know, on social media, and in real life before then. We are so excited to meet you all.
Well, we are so excited too. You know, you guys do such a great job, and you continue will. So head to Block Club Chicago or blockclubchi.org. Doesn't matter. They bought all the domain names they could possibly buy, and you can donate some money as well and check them out when the news starts coming.